For today's flow, we're going to be focusing on core, single leg stability, and a little bit of rotation. We're going to start on our backs. And find a comfortable position, feet flat, knees bent. And as we begin, take a few deep breaths, feeling the air in and out of the belly. So as you breathe in, the belly fills with air. As you breathe out, it drops down towards the mat. And with these first few breaths, with each exhale, feel the body becoming a little bit heavier, a little bit more grounded down. Elongating each breath on both sides, on the inhale and on the exhale. Take 2 more breaths. We'll bring our knees into our chest. So just a gentle knee to chest, maybe a little rocking back and forth, avoiding any hip pinching or pain. Deep belly breaths, and we'll bring our feet back down. We're going to start to turn on our power breath or our core breath. So our belly button, we're going to pull it down towards the spine gently, a little bit of a contraction, and then the breath moves up to the base of the rib cage. So as you breathe in, it's a big circular breath, ribs flare out. As you breathe out, the ribs come back in, making a smaller circle. So take a few breaths like that. You can feel the back of your rib cage pressing down into your mat and then releasing. And let's start with some pelvic tilt. So just rocking the pelvis back, it maintains contact with your mat, and the low back just presses into your mat. And relax it back to neutral. So tuck the pelvis back and relax it forward. One more time. And then as we go into a tuck, we're going to start to lift the hips as well. So we're tucking, we're maintaining that power breath, and we're starting to lift up into a bridge. If you want to just start maybe a quarter of the way and come back down. What we're thinking about here is pulling up one vertebrae at a time. So slow and controlled. The core is really controlling the motion. So you're just peeling the spine up and placing it back down one vertebrae at a time. And there may be a spot that feels like it moves in one piece or in one chunk together. If so, you kind of stay in that section and maybe go up and down a few times there and then continue through. So you can start to work at your own pace a little bit. Just remember, the slower, the more control you have to have. Let's do one more. Hold at the top, tuck the shoulders under, interlace your fingers, and stretch out through the chest. Maintain that power breath. And one more. And untuck the shoulders, relax the arms, and roll back down. Let's walk our feet out wide so they're on each side of the mat or at each edge of the mat. And we'll start by dropping our knees over to the right. Take a deep breath here. And start at the top of the spine. Using your core, pull the spine back down onto the mat. Starting at the top, working your way down. The knees and the pelvis are just following. So if you ever feel like they're driving the movement, just kind of tap them and knock them back down until they're the last things that come up. And we'll go over to the left. Deep breath. Top of the spine, use your core. Pull everything back to center. And knees come up last. over to the right. Pull from the core. Make sure you keep your breathing even here. So we don't want to hold our breath as we pull the spine back around. Over to the left. If you feel tension in the neck and the upper chest, you can add a hiss on your exhale. Like this. And one more time over to the left. Walk your feet back in about hip width apart. And we're going to come up to this 90-90 position. So neutral spine here, meaning there's a tiny bit of space between your low back and the mat. We're not pressing down into it and we're not letting our pelvis rock forward. So neutral spine, arms up and feet out. And we're going to drop alternate arm and leg down. So as you drop it down, make sure you maintain that neutral spine and then pull back up. And alternate arm and leg. And come back up. So if you lose your neutral spine anywhere along that path, stop there and then come back up. Let's do one more on each side. Good, pull the knees in, rock it out a little bit. And let's roll onto our right side. So knees bent, arms out together, hands, palms together. We're gonna pull with our top elbow, so our left elbow here, and think about squeezing the shoulder blade as we pull. So we're gonna pull back like a bow and arrow and open up towards that left side. So just go as far as your body is comfortable. To add a little bit more, you can turn your neck looking over toward your left hand. Take a couple breaths on this first one, easing into the stretch. And then bend the left elbow, let the left hand drive forward and go past your right palm just a little bit. So get that extra little stretch through the left shoulder blade and pull back, open up. You can allow the hips to roll back with you. And bend the elbow, drive it forward from the left hand, reach past. Good. One more time, open up. Bend the elbow, drive it forward. And come back to neutral. Let's switch sides. Rolling out to our left side. Palms together. Pull back with the right elbow, right shoulder blade, opening up as far as you're comfortable. We'll take a few breaths on this first one. And bend the right elbow, push forward with your right palm, past your left hand, and pull back. Opening up. A little more fluid this time, and then bending the elbow, driving it forward. One more time. Bend the elbow, press forward. And then use your arms to help you come all the way up. We're going to turn onto hands and knees. And take a moment just to find our positioning here where we keep knees, hips, wrists, and shoulders healthy. So fingers spread wide. We don't want to be pressing all the way down through our palm or through our wrists. So find a little bit of pressure at the base of your thumb, your first finger and your pinky, and then your fingertips. The crease of our elbows, we want to turn forward. So without moving our hand position, see if you can open up the shoulder joint. That'll keep us from getting any impingement in the shoulder. And then our knees are directly under our hips. Feel what that power breath feels like here. So belly button to spine. A few deep breaths, feel the rib cage moving. And let's tuck our toes under. We'll take a deep breath in together. Exhale, lift the knees. This is our downward dog prep. We're gonna take 3 breaths. So we want our neutral spine here. We're not overarching in either direction. 1 more breath. And drop the knees. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift the knees, hold here. And drive your hips back. Up towards the ceiling, you can separate hands and feet a little bit. And then find that comfortable position in your downward dog. So if our back is too rounded, we just need to bend the knees and drive the hips higher. So same thing here, always thinking neutral spine. You can walk it out a little bit. You can add a little bit of rotation, dropping one forearm down and then the other. 1 more breath. And inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Drop that left knee down. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale over the right leg. Inhale, back to center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale to the right. And over to the left. Good, back through center. Tuck your back foot. Press through the right foot directly up, crescent lunge. And really press into that front leg. We want to feel a gentle stretch in the front of our left hip. And we're going to bring our hands down to heart center and take a gentle twist over to the right. So this can look like a quarter twist. You can twist in the air as far as you are comfortable and that you're able to control, or you can tuck the elbow on your thigh, wherever you're comfortable along that range. And back to center. We're going to shift our weight forward onto that right foot. So really feel the right glutes kick on as you shift forward. And we're going to pick the left foot up and pull up into a high march. And let's bring the left knee out to the side and then find a tree pose that works for you. So a couple options. You can come up into your inner thigh on the right leg, your lower leg, or even use your foot like a little kickstand. So we're going to find that tree pose at the top of our mat. Drop the shoulders back and down. Press the palms in slightly towards each other. Relax through the jaw, the neck, and then check in with that power breath. And slowly reverse your steps here. So with control, high march, kick the left leg back into our lunge. Good. Let's take a gentle twist over that right leg again. Maybe you get a little bit further this time, but don't push through discomfort. And back to center. Shift forward, pick the right foot up, high march. We're going to bring the left ankle over the right thigh and sit back. So it looks like this. Our hips shift back, tall through the chest. Again, pull those shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades are kind of squeezing down towards each other. 1 more breath. And control back up. So back through those same steps. High march. Kick it back. Crescent lunge. Gentle twist to the right. And back to center. And shift your weight forward. Pick the left foot up. And come to our neutral standing position here. Feet about hip width apart. And drop both hips back. Find our chair pose. Toes can wiggle. Deep breath. Inhale. On our exhale, we're going to fold forward. So option here to use 2 blocks. Or to reach all the way down, wherever you're most comfortable. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. You can move the blocks out of your way, bend your knees as much as you need to get your palms down and step back to plank. Let's take a deep breath here. And slowly lower down. And we'll come up into our Sphinx pose. So forearms are supporting us, elbows under our shoulders. And breathe through the low back and the hips. So try to relax through the low back a little bit. You can kind of wiggle out a little bit. Deep breaths. And lower the chest back down. Hands under your shoulders. Back up to full or half plank. And downward facing dog. Walk it out. And inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot forward, drop that right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, over the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale to center. One more time each way. Over to the right. Back through center. Tuck your right toes, strong through your left foot, and press up, crescent lunge. Hands come down to heart center. Let's take a gentle twist over the left leg. So same thing here, in the air or hooking the elbow onto the thigh. Breath stays even, and then pull back to center. Let's shift our way forward. Onto that left foot, feel the left glutes kick in, and then high march. Right knee comes out to the side, pelvis stays facing forward, and we'll find our tree pose on our left leg. Always bringing your awareness back to the breath. And control back through those same steps. So forward march, kick it back, with control, step back to our crescent lunge. Gentle twist over to the left. And back to center. Shift forward. Take the right foot up, high march, and tuck. So our right ankle is over our left thigh, and we sit back. Roll those shoulders back. Belly button to spine. And slowly reverse out of those steps. Control back, crescent lunge. One more time, gentle twist, maybe a little bit further. And back to center. Shift forward, pick the right foot up, and bring it all the way up to the top of the mat. Deep breath in. You can even circle the arms here. And then exhale back down to chair. A little bit of a chin tuck. Wiggle the toes. And inhale together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step back to your plank. Slowly lower down. Up into our Sphinx pose. Kind of rock it out. You can also come down, make a little pillow for your forehead. Do some alternating knee to hip. I'm sorry, heel to hip. Or even with both legs up. Some windshield wipers this way. And both feet down. Hands under your shoulders, press up. full or half plank, hold it here. From this position, we're going to step back into our downward dog prep. So we're going to step our knees back under our hips, but an inch off our mat, and then drop them down. Let's take an inhale. Start with the pelvis. Work your way up the spine. So from the bottom of the spine towards the top, and drop down into our cow. Only as far as you're comfortable, and then tilt from the pelvis first. Exhale up to cat. Inhale down. And exhale up. One more time through. And back to neutral spine. From here, you can work through that same standing sequence 2, maybe 3 more times, adding a little bit more if your body feels like it can go more. So never pushing through discomfort or pain. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.